My computer is being fucking hella slow today. It's probably... What is it? What is it? Where are you? Over here. How is that even possible? My goodness. My uploads... Dude, just being live right now is apparently on myself still. Huh. I wonder if that new Windows update was like way more intense than I thought. Ah, I'm noticing that I speak out of one side of my mouth. I hate it when people do that. Oh no. Ooh. Anyways, hi guys.
Hey, listen!
It's Twitch letting me know I'm live. I just don't really have it in me to do a whole game stream tonight. So, like, I'm hanging out. Probably just gonna, like, I can sit here unless somebody shows up. I can pull up my overlay, whether or not I'm actually in a game. I do believe. Yeah, cool. So, like, I can do other shit on the computer and still see chat. I kind of like that overlay thing. Not that I'm expecting this to, like, blow up. I have few chatters, even when I'm doing something that's, like, interesting. But, you know, I'm interested in the just chatting thing. I'm a smart guy. I have a lot to say. And I've always wanted to just, like, hang out and answer people's questions about shit. So, you know, gaming, politics, life, religion. I'm well versed in all these topics so far. I just kind of want to hang out, see if anybody had anything they wanted to chat about. What's the perspective on? Some other perspective, I should say. Not that it's necessarily a good perspective, but it's not your perspective. Or, well, they might agree with your perspective. I think it's really important to seek out alternative perspectives from your own. And while you may not necessarily always decide that, like, they have a lot of merit, it's worth it to hear them. Because, I mean, I've devised my best arguments against things by listening to people who support those things. You know, like, listening to flat earthers is how I come up with my best arguments for why the earth can't possibly be flat. And listening to people who I disagree with politically talk about their political views has refined my ability to argue my political views. And, like, I really think that these are incredibly important things to make a robust human being. You know, I think it is far too common now that people want to be perceived as knowing what they're talking about and be considered experts. While, honestly, it's a lot of Dunning-Kruger. Earth is cubed. You know what? There's a really fun video series of videos. The science on what's on YouTube, obviously. The Game Theorist channel. A lot of people write in that Minecraft is flat, and man, it's fun learning the physics of why planets can't fucking be flat. Like, it's cool. Like, it's really interesting. You know, to put it in a way that's not very interesting. Like, best argument that I've come up with for why a planet can't possibly be flat is to look at someone and go, okay, so gravity. We agree that gravity exists. Yes? No? Now, I have yet to have somebody be like, no, gravity's bullshit, it's not real. That's just a myth you're being fed. It's all, I don't know, insert something here to explain gravity that isn't gravity. I suppose when somebody does offer me that, I'll have to change my argument. But for now, you know, I basically go, so gravity, right? So gravity, but the thing about gravity is it doesn't just pull. Gravity doesn't know up and down. I mean, right? It's a force of nature. It's not like an individual that makes decisions and choices. It's a force of nature that exists. Yeah, All mass creates gravity, right? Well, here's the problem. Gravity doesn't pull one direction. It pulls all directions. So when you have enough accumulated mass out in a zero gravity environment, that mass begins to gravitate towards itself, and the only shape that it can ultimately form is a sphere. So like we talk about asteroids, but those are broken pieces of spheres. We talk, like an asteroid doesn't form out of dust out in space. Planets do, and they become spheres. And it's because gravity pulls in a fucking sphere all the time. And if any particle it has enough mass to create gravity, or is affected by a Higgs boson at the right time and therefore creates a sense of gravity despite not having enough mass for gravity, then that object pulls in all directions, all around it. It doesn't just make a disc or a pillar. Pillar is like my favorite flat Earth argument. They're like, yeah, it's just a huge pillar straight up and down that's got enough mass to give gravity to the surface of it. It's like, well, that's just a fucking planet then. If it has enough mass to give gravity to the surface on this whole fucking pillar, then, like, it would just make a planet. You know? Like, that's the thing about it. If I told you that your job was to clean, was to pull, if your job was to shine a light in every direction, like, what would you, when you wanted to do that job right, like, and you literally could only do that one thing, like, if I told you to be a streamer, and to have fun with your streams, like, that's already the only thing, like, that's what you know to do anyways, like, that's who you are, that's what's gonna happen, and, like, that's the way gravity works. It's that simple. Like, gravity has one duty, it has one function, its sole purpose in existence in the universe is to gravitate things towards each other. And so, like, why would it discriminate about, like, oh, I only gravitate this direction, I only gravitate that direction? Like, that's not how it works. It's just not. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I will absolutely be glad to sit down and listen to a flat earther. I have, on many occasions. I really enjoy listening to people who are speaking nonsense. There's a lot more to be gleaned about a person than just, like, the thing they're talking about. When you're listening to somebody speak on a topic, like, it's so much more that you can learn about who that person is, how that person thinks, and, like, what value this topic has than to just, like, listen to the words of the topic. You know what? I actually don't think I've had that conversation. I'm not sure that I've heard why tides are a thing from flat earthers. I need to have that. I need to ask my flat earth friends, which, yes, I have flat earth friends. I have friends who think every crazy fucking thing, because I want to know what they think, and, like, I want to know why they think it, and they are patient enough people to understand that I am just some bizarre alien stuck on this rock with them, observing and trying to understand humanity as best I can. So if they're friendly enough to, like, humor me when I look at them and I'm like, but that's ridiculous, they're like, all right, I know how you feel, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, I love you, man. Let's keep talking about this thing. It's completely fucking ridiculous. There's only a few groups of people that I don't humor in that respect. I don't humor anti-vaxxers, because anti-vaxxers are legitimately dangerous to society. And there is this saying that I like. It's a Carl Sagan quote. It has really not much to do with this topic, but as an analogy, it applies well. And I use it in reference to, like, talking to people about their cognitive biases, the things that, like, they just straight up cannot see through or see past. Like, we all have them. I have things I just straight up can't see past. I'm lucky that a lot of mine happen to be scientifically backed. Yeah. But like, what I was saying about the talking to people like that is, like, when they're so backed in their biases, Carl Sagan says, if you want to make a pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe. And like, obviously when we say make a pie from scratch, we just mean take the ingredients around you and make a pie out of it. But it's always a much bigger picture than that, is really the moral of this story. And that's, to make an apple pie truly from scratch, actually make an apple pie from scratch, you would have to create the universe first, because the universe must exist for an apple pie to exist. It's a pretty obvious statement. It's nothing, it's not it's especially brilliant. It's just phrased in a really cool way that makes it useful as an analogy for what I'm about to get at. Trying to explain to people why something like anti-vax isn't viable is like trying to create the universe. In order to teach them why that opinion is not accurate, I have to rewrite a fully blank slate. Because that opinion is predicated on their cognitive biases towards opinions in general, towards information at large, towards their perspective from when they were 6 about the scientist on TV that didn't answer their letter because he thought it wasn't worth answering, or something like that. Like, there's always a lot more to a scenario than is on the surface, and whenever you're trying to talk to somebody about a thing that they are passionate about, a thing that they have assigned to be their belief, you have to understand that, like, they have redefined the fundamentals of everything else in their life to fit that belief. And as a result, like, they have become detached from basic knowledge on a lot of relative topics. Like, when you talk to an anti-vaxxer, they have a lot of reasons why there's chemicals and toxins and poisons, but, like, ask them to explain immunobiology just on a fundamental level. Ask them to explain, like, why vaccines supposedly would work. And what you'll get back is like a really mixed bag of nonsense and reality that, like, at one time holds up these so-called experts to be actual experts, like geniuses, but at the same time, like, shoots them down and says that everything that they do is not worth believing in. I was watching the Flat Earth documentary, Beyond the Dome, literally like 20 minutes ago. And oh shit, where did I start that? Oh no, I hate when this happens. I have not smoked enough today. My brain is fried. I was watching the Beyond the Dome, the Flat Earth documentary, like 20 minutes ago, and there was this, I keep thinking, like, if I start that over again, I'll remember where I was going, but my train of thought is just derailed. It's been a stressful day. It's been a stressful couple of weeks. I've been getting, like, 4 hours of sleep on average a night, and, it's just, my brain is basically shot. I would just, like, I did skip my stream a couple of days ago, and I would just, like, do that, go to bed, but I have to be up until 3 a.m., because I have to take my meds at 3 a.m., and changing their schedule around trains, yeah, it's just been a train, man. Changing my schedule around the train of thought thing, yeah, I got it now. Alright, took me a second. For my meds is, like, not really totally possible. So, I gotta be up until 3 a.m., and then I have to be up at 3 p.m., and then, like, the whole world seems to function on, like, a daytime schedule, and, like, nobody appreciates us night owls, and, like, if it weren't for us, there wouldn't be humans at all right now, because, like, we're the reason that the village didn't get eaten by wolves, and, like, we're the reason that you didn't get raided by the other villages, and, like, it's the night owls, man. But no, in a modern world, everything starts at 9 a.m., fucking 8 a.m. I'm thinking of obscene times in the morning that humans don't have any point in being up for. Yeah. No, I've been making that complaint a lot lately, like, where the fuck is the love for the night owls, man? Like, 30% of the world is up all night, taking care of shit. Ah, damn it. My connection must be really bad or something. I don't fucking know what's... Oh. wonder if that'll solve that problem. My Ethernet use. Let's see. A few seconds ago. Yeah, the weather here is miserable. That might be part of the problem. I mean, I think that my wires, I think all my lines are underground, but like it might be a problem with like transmitting outwardly. Um, the stream's not showing lag right now, so I hope that means that it's not actually being laggy right this second, but it's tough for me to tell. If I pull up my phone, like echoes, but also it doesn't help much because my phone's just shitty. Don't ever get a Microsoft product. It's a really cool phone, right? It opens up like a book. It's got 2 screens that I can use separately. I figured, like, man, I'm an Uber driver. That's really going to be handy for work because I can just have my directions all right here, and I never have to close them when the customer wants me to switch something, switch some music up or some shit. But I should have bought the Samsung. I should always have bought the Samsung. I knew better than this. Ever since '99, I have refused to actually pay for a Microsoft product. And I thought that, maybe things had gotten better. Oh man, that's rough. I have an idea. Is there a way I can just pause the stream? Then I can pause it on Twitch. Yeah, I see. The whole stream is like a couple of minutes behind. It says, I'm live and unstable. Poor network connection detected. But I have a good network connection, just not tonight. Yeah, that's way behind. Way behind. I don't see a way to just pause my stream and then reboot it. This is frustrating. I don't even have any games running. Like, yeah, that's the way to go, for sure. Yeah, you definitely don't want any Microsoft products, phones specifically. I had one other Microsoft phone in the past. I had a Windows phone because it was like a freebie for some reason. I don't remember how I got it, but I had a Windows phone, and it was terrible. It had no compatibility with anything. It was a solid, like the phone itself, like the machinery was fine. It wasn't like impressive. It was fine. But it didn't have any apps. Like it wasn't useful for anything. So I stopped buying Windows. Like that was the only Windows phone I ever got, and I didn't even buy it because again, since like '99, I've been like, I'm not giving Microsoft any money. They suck. Because they do, and I still feel that way. Very much so. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna restart the whole computer, starting with the stream. So I shall be back. I wonder if I even have to actually end stream. It might just reboot the whole thing. Yeah, we'll try this. I just got Windows updates done, and they might have been a little more taxing than I think.